Hey everybody, Vilisink back again with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Hope you all enjoyed your weekend. Hope you all enjoyed the weather. But it was good, we've had some showers, so majorly the weather was nice, but a bit of rain did make it kinda prohibited as far as going outside to do any activities, but nonetheless, hope you enjoyed your weekend. In this video we're going to look at some champions that rock stun sets. AoE champions are just champions that mainly is an AoE champion because we want to stun everybody, but they may have other things in their kit, debuffs and so forth, that really become kind of OP when we look at a stun set. And that's what we're going to be looking at in this video. And I've built a few of them. So, pretty much any AoE champion, Clipterics, we get the Barb dude that I built and then I forgot about. You could, like this dude. Hell's his name again? Rorik, you could have, I believe he's got an AoE for a stun set. I believe he's got an AoE for a stun set. Ghostborn could go on a stun set with damage. Nethro could go on a stun set. So it's any AoE champion. But let's take a look at some champions I use in stun sets, and they rock it to the core. First up, Ash's girlfriend, Scylla the Drakes. It's well known they have some type of connection, so leave them to it. But she absolutely is fantastic in a stun set. I've had her in speed sets, she was much quicker. I've had her, I believe, in Relentless. I've had her in accuracy. I've had her in lifesteal when she was in a clan boss team. And the lifesteal build was pretty awesome. If you look at a video from like way back, she had ridiculous stats. But she absolutely rocks a stun set. Enemies do not get a turn. She's got a fantastic kit, which is an A1 Drake's Swiftness. Attacks one enemy, chance of placing decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. So if you hit this enemy, you stun them. Fantastic. You can decrease their speed by 30% for 2 turns, and also decrease their turn meter by 15%. So quite nice to go with the A1. Attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit has a 20% chance of placing a stun. So she has a stun on her A2. It's 20%, 35% chance, 40 with the mastery. But with the stun set, really the accuracy and the 35% chance kind of is out the window. You're going to stun or you're not. And because this is a double hitter, it's an AoE that hits twice. If the first hit doesn't stun everybody and you just get a couple of stuns, the second hit is going to stun the rest of them for sure. It's extremely overpowered. Dungeons, Doom Tower, pretty much everywhere, even in campaign. If you get her early and you're still working through Nightmare and so forth, she will absolutely be fantastic for you. The AoE is just a revive, which is still pretty good. The stun set is quite irrelevant here, but it does a nice revive. Pardon me. Boundless Life is pretty cool. So look at the passive because it is part of the kit. Why not? Heals all allies as a passive heal by 10% of each champion's HP at the start of each turn, and a random ally can get increased speed. And that's extremely strong, again, going to help you out. If you stunned people, you might want to get back to your damage dealer quicker. It's random who gets that speed, but you never know. It could be a healer that then gets that increased speed. This is the masteries, so support for the accuracy. We came down here, so she gets an increased turn meter, which allows a stun pretty much. Chance to reduce cooldown, Master Hexer, Evil Eye, more speed for dead allies, down to Eagle Eye for the accuracy, down to Cycler Venge because we want to try and work that cooldowns. That's all that's there. People that are in her team will be critical and resurgent. And that's a defense and blast proof as well. Blast proof could be changed because she's no longer in clan boss that much, and improved parry is also quite cool. So the next champion We're moving on. She's a fantastic champion. So, Basher, the man with no masteries. Quite frankly, he doesn't need them. They would aid him in getting more accuracy, more base stats, and all this other cool stuff. But he's also somebody that is just fantastic in a stun set. Really good for skill mockers, helping you control that Valkyrie wave. Again, if you get him early, use him in the campaign to just block the wave out. Use him in fast encrypts for sure. Use him everywhere. And there's a pretty cool pile of accuracy, 420 accuracy, 197 speed. Everything looks quite cool. And his kit along with that is basically a weaken. So you can have a chance to stun somebody and get a weaken on the A1 for 2 turns. AoE. Now this is good. If you can get this to work and you stun the Valkyries in that Valk wave, or if it's like hard Doom Tower or something, this is cool because the AoE after that goes off, you can stun people. You can stun him, and if you pass the accuracy check, you increase the cooldown of all the target skills by 2 turns, which is super overpowered. There's absolutely no way Valkyrie is going to do their shield counter attack if you can continually stun them and get this to proc. 3 turn cooldown, increasing their skills by 2 turns. Cause fear. Attacks 4 times at random. So that's random. I'm not a huge fan of it, although sometimes I don't mind it. It really depends where you are. If you're using him in campaign, there's still a chance that somebody won't get hit because it is random. Somebody may get hit twice. But you can place block boss again, which is good for Valks. Along again, which is good with the stun set because they suck. And this is extremely overpowered when you mix it with a stun set. So you can block buffs. You can increase the cooldowns of all the target's skills. And you can stun them, enabling your team to chop them down one by one. Super good. He has an okay aura, which if we get to see, which is ally HP not boss 25%. If we're going masteries, we definitely go. I would go support and defense personally. I've never put him into savage or crit damage gear and did a damage check on him. But again, he's a fantastic champion when it comes to a stun set. Next up, Sylar. Also, somebody that rocks a stun set, just stupid good. She did lose a banner, but I believe she has a banner that needs to be upgraded. Because I think I gave one to Coldheart. Yeah, so we need to, although there is one there, which is accuracy as well. But that may have a use, this is why I haven't give it to her yet. But Sylar is just a lockout queen. She helped my faction wars team pretty much kick everybody's ass. Before Uragrim got nerfed, Sylar Uragrim, 2-man, Dragon 24-25, as called 24-25. And basically, I mean, without masteries, if she's booked, she is a complete demon. This is the speed that the 241 is the speed that I got from the set. So it is what it is. I can glyph it to increase it a little bit, but still. So again, AoE, just a standard AoE. Mixed up with the stun set, it is just really good. You're going to block out at least 50% of your enemies so they don't get a turn. She has Toxic Cloud. Again, AoE, so it attacks all enemies. You can book it to 100% chance, and she will place a 50% decrease accuracy debuff for 2 turns, meaning when people, if they get a turn, they won't against Sylar, they will not get their decreased defense, their weakened, decreased attack, their decreased speed, whatever debuff they're doing, because she's going to lock them out. The majority of the time when you use Sylar, 50-75%, if not 100%, never take a turn. Lifting legs is 30% decreased speed debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Meanwhile, it decreases the turn meter of all enemies by 40%. This pretty much works everywhere apart from Clan Boss. How it really used her for Hydra. Again, campaign. You can take her to Arena. She's super good in Arena. We may even try her in Arena in an upcoming video. Decrease the turn rate by 40%, pop a decreased speed. Along with other people in your team, if she gets to come back to this and then lands an AoE on you, she's going to stop your team from even taking a turn. Her aura is ally speed and fast increase by 22%. She is a queen in a stun set, an absolute goddess. We'll quickly mention Skullcrown here. She's my campaign farmer. Not the best gear, but it works. She wants to shorts the waves. But because she has a couple of AoEs, if you put her in a stun set, especially for the faction wars, she's super good. Especially when paired with Sinesha. We have that synergy where Skullcrown will revive with some HP, which is super good. Sinesha also somebody we're going to have a quick look at, but this champion is not built in a stun set. This is built for damage, but again, if you want to have some fun with Skullcrown, you can absolutely put her in a stun set. Where's the next one? The next champion. We may just go down the list, but I believe the other champion, one of them is Akoth. Now Akoth is in my Spider 24-25 team, and he's in the stun set for one reason. Basically, I mean the decreased crit rate is good. I can stun one Spiderling, kinda pointless. But there's Pyroclasm. AoE, so stun set viable. 20% chance placing a HP burn for 2 turns. And the chance of placing the debuff increases by 20% for each alive enemy. So pretty much I'm going to stun every one of them Spiderlings. For sure. There's more than 5 of them. Every enemy increases this by 20%. So I'm placing the HP burn, I may as well stun everybody at the same time. Allowing cold hearts to come in. You can have renegades for your reset. And you're going to burn the spider's ass down. Pyretic release. AoE again, so fantastic for a stun set. This is 50%, it goes to 70, 75 with the mastery. % chance of increasing the cooldowns of all skills by 2 turns on enemies under HP burn debuffs. So he's great in Doom Tower as well. And progression as far as your dungeons goes, because he can increase the cooldown of the skills. You also get a shield equal to 20% of Akoth's HP on all allies for 2 turns, which is quite a nice little shield to have. Again, purely I use him for Spider. He's unstoppable at certain points. Quick shout out because I used her for a while. I didn't think she was necessarily fantastic, but she did have a part in me. You can find the video on the channel, me struggling to complete faction wars for Knights Rev. It was just a pain in the ass, honestly. It was so difficult. I never had a Tomb Lord, there wasn't no decreased defense like a Thylacia, so it was just basically I had to hope Faceless took out the Valks easy while keeping them stunned. AoE, like her sister, extra hit on enemies with less than 50% HP after their first hit. Skullcrown is on enemies with maybe more than that amount of HP. There's a nice synergy there, but either way, AoE attack, it will help vaporize, puts the target's skills on cooldown again, so we're going to attack anyway, may as well try and stun them, increase the target's skills, put them on cooldown. So faction wars, wherever you want to take her, you're working your way through campaign, up through dungeons, Doom Tower. Again, the Valkyrie wave. Goes to ally with the lowest HP by 25%. It also has immortality, which equalizes the HP of all allies. Pretty much bringing the person with the highest HP, everybody else's HP goes up to that level, and heals the target ally by 10% of their max HP. So basically, if you're in trouble and this goes off, this will save your entire team from dying. This is super overpowered, and because she does have AoE attacks, or an AoE A2 Vaporize, she is still really good in a stun set. She could be much better booked, she could be much better. Does she have masteries? She has some masteries. Again, she could get more stats from there. I believe I took part, I can't remember who I took items off of her for, but she did help me because of that stun set get past the faction. She can also hit like a complete Kermworth truck if you really want to take her out for a spin. So another person missing an item of gear, and that is Zara Gala. Now this wasn't necessarily for the faction, I think. This could have been for fun. I can't remember if I used her in my faction clear team. Maybe I did. I honestly can't remember. But she has attachment enemy weaken on the A1. Cool. But the stun set works really well with this because she has Devastate. Attachment enemy instantly activates the crack armor skill if the target is killed. So if you kill somebody with Devastate, you'll not crack armor, which is cool. Even stunning like a single enemy is really good depending on who you stun, if you're manually controlling it. If you want to stun the healer, the reviver, their crowd control champion. But if you open, don't know why it's continually going back to artifacts, but if you're opening with this, if you're using her as a decreased defense champion, this is attacks all enemies 3 times, so it's a triple hitting AoE attack. Tell me you're not stunning everybody when this goes off. After the first hit, 50% chance, goes to 75, 80 with the mastery if you choose it, of placing decreased defense debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. So the enemy that did it before was Syl. She has an AoE that hits twice. Just imagine an AoE with damage and accuracy that hits 3 times with a chance to stun, chance to land decreased defense. You'll do a crap load of damage in the process. And she's going to help you pretty much no matter where you want to take her. She's a very old school champion though. She is the epitome of old school. Doesn't get used as much anymore. There is other champions, but nonetheless, no, she still warrants to be known. Same as Scar Torsus. I believe Scar Torsus, I used to have him in a stun set for Undead Faction, which helped me in lower stages, I believe, because of his AoE capabilities, because of his heal, because of his debuffs. But there's another one that's a rare champion, and yes, we're going for the rares, baby, which doesn't have the stun set on. It was 230 speed, give or take, accuracy, speed, HP, and basically for demon spawn, the idea was I just wanted her to stun people while placing increased speed on all of my allies. AoE attack, fantastic. Torment is our A1. This is just if it loads up, just a single hitter. But we can't place a sleep debuff for a turn. It's not necessarily that strong. But the positive charge, this is a cool cheese. If you have multiple Diabolists, there is a cheese where you can use her Diabolist. I'll find out who the other champions are, so I can't remember, but you can use a few Diabolists and you can cheese the faction. So you come in and you fill your turn meters and you decrease the enemy turn meters. You come back in AoE, you have a second Diabolist. The AoE's first and then it comes to this one, so you're constantly putting up increased speed in your team while you're messing with the turn meter. Even as a progression champion, she's farmable from the campaign. She's great in your very first arena team. When you first complete like easy normal, campaign. You can use her in Doom Tower normal for sure. You can use her past stage 20 on a lot of dungeons. So she really is a fantastic champion. She does deserve a shout out. I never gave her master raise, took her to 50, purely because I could 60 her in future and do a build and say, hey guys, look, but I never really had to. But nonetheless, even though she's a rare champion, she definitely warrants uh, being named as somebody that you should put in a stun set. Because she is fantastic, and I believe that is me worked my way through the list of Zara Gala, Sinisha, Skullcrown, Akoth, Diabolist, Sylar, Basher, and Syl. So if you're using a stun set, an AoE champion, no. AoE champion, doesn't matter who it is. If you're just looking to slow the enemy down, do some damage while you land a stun, remembering you don't need accuracy for the stun. With a stun set, all you have to do is proc the charge that the set gives you. You can do damage, you can stun the enemies, and you can greatly increase your chances of progressing wherever you are in the game. So guys, that's going to do it for this one. Hope you enjoyed champs that rock stun sets. I am Vilisink. Stay safe, keep on raiding. I'll see you soon.